Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma Winter Battlefield. Our heroes today are going to be Ir0nRoman, playing for the Soviets, and Ir0nRoman, playing for the Germans. I believe, not sure if it has changed at this point, but according to Ir0nRoman, who recommended this this replay to me, I believe he said that he is ranked in the 500s and Ir0nRoman is in the top 100s, so it's a little bit of a difference there, but of course, you know, rank doesn't necessarily mean everything, but it is a nice indicator of the skill level of, you know, each player. So anyways, we'll see how Ir0nRoman fares against Ir0nRoman. Ir0nRoman, a very well-known player. I suppose you could say slightly controversial in the forums, but you know, to each his own. Everybody has their own views on things, and I guess you can say he can back up what he says. He's a very good player, and well, we'll see how it goes. So anyways, Ir0nRoman producing 2 conscripts, just like you would expect. Ir0nRoman getting himself a grenadier and a MG, although the MG came into the field first. Heading over to the north to secure that fuel point, which the Pioneers has just capped. Ir0nRoman did not oppose this capture. Sometimes you see this northern fuel point being contested very early on in the game, so it's a point of contention here. But interesting. So we're going to see that Ir0nRoman is going to be heavily defending this northern point. He's laying down barbed wire with his Pioneers to cut off this approach here. So if you want to get to this fuel point, you have to go either through this section and, you know, get in front of the face of that MG and get suppressed, or go around, which gives the MG enough time to move around. Anyways, the first engagement is now on. We have conscripts engaging grenadiers over on this cutoff point. The conscripts are getting the decap, but they run out of the area because they can't really battle those grenadiers that close to their base and in heavy cover, so Ir0nRoman decides to back off into light cover. Grenadiers are going to engage at range. Now they are out in the open, which should give the advantage to the conscripts in light cover if they stay on their own. However, we do see a grenadier squad, a second grenadier squad now coming into the field from Ir0nRoman, potentially coming for a flank, but it looks like they're going to more focus onto that strategic point. Grenadiers are, however, going to stay here because he doesn't want to lose this connection to the fuel in the north. Otherwise, you know, he wouldn't have any position. We do see the majority of the map being captured or owned by Ir0nRoman currently. Ir0nRoman is focusing most of his efforts in the north. Now we do see a small flank. The conscripts up in the north did get pinned out in the open because of all the barbed wire. But Molotovs are now on the field, and this conscript squad manages to get himself up in the face of that MG and throws a Molotov into the house. However, the house is considerably big, and since the MG is over on this side of the house, shooting at those conscripts, it didn't actually get any damage until now. You can see him now over on this side, and since the fire was there, they started taking some damage. So anyways, we see the conscript squad getting pinned down, getting massacred a little bit, down to 4 men, so they're gonna run away and head back home. Grenadier squad on the south, I'm assuming, managed to get the retreat on this combat engineers. We heard a grenade, or a yell for grenades from these conscripts. They are very low in health, so I'm not sure if it already went down or it was a fake, but well. Anyways, conscripts down to 2 men, running the gauntlet. Are they actually going to make it out? Down to 1 man. I think it might be dead. There is an MG here waiting for it. MG setting up in the window. Gonna shoot at him a little bit. Manages to dodge that. And he makes it out. Very lucky conscript squad right there. Look at that health. So low. Barely makes it out of there. So aside from 1 grenadier squad down south, we see all the efforts for Ir0nRoman being focused in the north, getting this fuel point secured, and that's going to give him access to 2 victory points very close by. I mean, this is obviously his This is going to be zeros, but it's going to be very easily assaultable by all his forces here. And we do see heavy usage of the barbed wire right here, denying this approach. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, until you see some cars, you know, tanks and such, this area is going to be locked down by this MG42 in this house. MG42 is considerably low in health, but should be basically secure for a while. So no engagements so far. We do see Zero focusing a little bit more of his efforts down south. This Grenadier squad, Combat Engineer squad is laying down mines out in the open in the road, so very nice. Conscripts going over to cap the fuel point. Very low in health in these conscripts, even though it's 6 man, so they are potentially going to lose against these 3 grenadiers, unless they get some backup, which there is a conscript squad nearby, or should be. There it is. Sorry, had to sneeze. And yeah, the Grenadier squad gets retreating because of that supporting conscript squad. This conscript squad only lost 1 man and should be able to cap pretty much all the southern territories now. That's fine though. I believe this is part of Ir0nRoman's strategy, or chosen strategy, because he wants to control the north for now. We have a Grenadier squad over here on this shack. Conscript squad getting caught in the open by that MG, gonna have to retreat right away. So yeah, very interesting. I mean, not a lot of pressure being put by Ir0nRoman to capture more territory. In fact, he is being rather passive, I guess you could say. He's not even trying to cap this territory over here, you know, this victory point and this strategic point. We have a Grenadier squad holed in this shack, down to 3 men. Gonna be engaged a little bit by this conscript squad. Doesn't look like there's any windows on this side. No, that's only a door, so the Grenadier squad can't actually shoot back at them. And they are taking damage. So the Grenadiers jump out and might be running away. They're going to take a lot of damage at point blank. And there's an incoming storm. Down to 2 men on those Grenadiers. They do hit retreat. Should be able to make it out of there without any real issues. And there they go. So this conscript squad is trudging through the snow. They're going to get caught in the open by this MG42 and going to have to retreat relatively soon. And there it goes. First burst suppresses. Next burst should pin it down, and there it goes on the retreat. So, slightly predictable there, but, well, can't blame Zero for trying to go for the cap. I mean, you know, you always need to be prodding. So anyways, we do see that lone Grenadier squad again going for the south, trying to recap some territory for Ir0nRoman. We have a half-track on the field for Ir0nRoman, but it isn't currently doing anything. It's just sitting here back at base with a Pioneer squad that is currently freezing. There it goes. It's moving over at least to get some warmth. Grenadier squad capturing the victory point, so it's going to start ticking it down 4-0. Up in the north, Grenadiers capping, so now he is starting to make a small amount of push. So very interesting, very very passive play, I guess you could say. Normally you see more engagements, more brutal firefights and such, but well, I guess both players are waiting for something. We do have a mortar on the field for Zero, so that's going to help him clear out or dislodge that MG42 that is being rather annoying up in the north. Yeah, the shots are now falling on top of that house, so should be able to get it out of there relatively soon. The half-track is just circling around on the field. It's not actually doing much. I believe he was probably waiting to see if scout cars would have come out and such, but no scout cars for Zero. He instead chose to get conscripts, get himself the guards motor doctrine with those guards rifle and the 130mm mortar, and he has now gotten tier 3, which could potentially get him a T70. He only has 50 fuel, needs 5 more fuel for that one. So yeah, we might be seeing a T70 hitting the field soon. The MG42 decides to retreat from the onslaught of that 120mm mortar. Grenadiers following right behind it. We do still have a Grenadier squad on that house trying to hold the position, but there are 2 squads in here. Molotovs go in. 2 Molotovs. Ooh. That was nice. Very lucky shot by the 120mm mortar, getting itself an entire squad killed. 5 infantry kills so far. Very nice. A little bit of a little bit of a waste there for the 2 Molotovs, but yeah, I mean, he still managed to pick up a kill on the squad, so I suppose it's worth it. Half track in the center, getting it hit the mine, so it's very heavily damaged, and it is standard engine damage, so it should be able to get out of there. There's not a lot on the field that can take it down. We do not have, no, we do have anti-tank grenades for the conscripts, so could potentially catch one of those. And we see that the 100mm mortar is now being a little bit more unfriendly than you would want. Shots landing very close to its own infantry, but it should be still a nice deterrent. The half-track is getting harassed by that mortar, and we do see the T-70 hitting the field now for 0. It is probably going to go chase that mortar, I mean not the mortar, that half-track. Runs into Pioneers, but he's not going to care about the Pioneers. Pioneers can't do anything against it, and going to take a shot. No. Focus on the half-track. It's almost dead. There it goes. Out of control. Very nice. It could actually potentially chase that Pioneer squad and kill it. He decides to not risk it and not get too close to the enemy base. Very wise, I guess you could say. It's a very safe bet there. You're not going to lose a lot. T-70 moving down to the south to support this conscript squad that is down to 3 men, engaging a grenadier squad. First shot goes in, doesn't kill, but does a lot of damage. Second shot kills it, brings it down to 2. One more down. I think this squad is done for, and there it goes. Picks up a nice grenadier squad kill. Engagement in the center. Conscripts getting pinned down by an MG42. T-70 could quickly move into position and start dislodging that MG42. And we also have the 112mm mortar that can start barraging that house. So very nice, very strong combined arms, I guess you could say, for 0 right now. A lot of infantry in the field, indirect fire. The first tank with nothing really on the field to counter it. The Grenadiers obviously can Panzerfaust, but none of them are in range. There is a Pack 40 on the field. First shot goes in. Nice hit on that T-70, but only brings it about half health. He's going to probably just run away and get himself repaired relatively soon. Does go a little bit up north and start harassing this Pioneers and shooting at the Grenadiers that are chasing it. Trying to get a Panzerfaust potentially, but they are getting whittled down by chasing, and they do hit retreat now. Could potentially pick up another kill on those Grenadiers. Gets a kill on the Pioneers. The pack gun is out of position and moved forward, so the base is a little bit open for that T-70. But there is 2 Grenadier squads. He's not going to risk it getting Panzerfaust stuck in the base, so he's going to drive away. So very nice usage of that T-70 by 0. Already got himself bed 1, 9 kills. Conscript squad move up in force onto that MG42 in the house. Going to throw Molotovs into that church, I assume. And one of them gets pinned down to 2 men. Gonna retreat. Is he actually gonna make it out? Molotov goes into the church. 120mm mortar is barraging or just shooting. Nice shot goes in, but the MG managed to get out of there just before it got hit, so it makes it out alive. Combat engineers against Grenadiers. They do have the flamethrower, which could give them the edge, but they are down to 2 men, so they're gonna have to retreat. Very nice. Very strong play now for 0. He is controlling most of the map now. He's got a little bit of a concave here situation, though the northern point over here is still cut off. But the T-70 and the 120mm is being very brutal. We now see this tank using repairs. What's going on? Do you guys see that wiggling health? Interesting. He was using the crew repair ability, so he did get his health back up a little bit. Center being bombarded by the mortar. Grenadiers backing off a little bit. Another shot is probably going to land before he lost sight. And doesn't do anything. T-70s trying to circle strafe this pack gun, might be able to do so. They are going to be able to get kills on those men very quickly. Ooh, this T-70 gets caught. No, it didn't manage to get caught. Got caught out in front of the gun a little bit, but manages to make its way out. The Grenadiers are trying to get in range of a Panzerfaust, but they're not going to be able to make it. Could pick up a nice kill on the Pack 40 if he were to, you know, go back a little bit and shoot at it, but he's going to leave it there, which means that Ir0nRoman is going to be able to recrew it and have another anti-tank measure on the field. And he now has a Panzer IV, which is going to be hitting the field in a second or two. And there it goes. There it goes. We see the Panzer IV now coming onto the field. So that is going to be very effective against those T-70s. If he is very careful with his T-70s, he could, you know, just keep him off range, keep him harassing and such. But if caught out in the open by that Panzer IV, they are certainly dead. So out front and forward of the base, we do see an MG42 pinning down and retreating one conscript. These conscripts get only suppressed, so they manage to crawl out of the range. T-70s are moving potentially to engage that MG, but I'm not sure if they saw the Panzer IV. I mean, the Panzer IV hasn't actually done anything just yet, so he might be oblivious to it, and he's going to run into it in a second or two. And surprise, Panzer IV, and they're going to start running away. First shot by the Panzer IV misses though. They're going to try to get out of its range, but Panzer IV has a big turret and has a lot of firepower. So these conscripts need to get destroyed engine. They do manage to throw the 18-8, but this T-70 is gone. So that's quite unfortunate. But well, he's not actually going to manage to get anything done to that Panzer IV. Panzer IV is going to just retreat a little bit and get repaired. And that pack gun is still out there, which can get quickly recrewed. So, small loss there for Zero. Slight victory for Ir0nRoman, getting a nice kill on that T-70. And there's nothing on the field right now for Zero that can counter that Panzer IV. 18-8s are only going to do so much. You see there the damage that was done by the T-70s and the 18-8. He needs to, at the very least, get some guard rifles out. The guard rifles can plink away at the health at long range, and at the very least be a deterrent. We'll see what he decides to go with. T-70 that's still alive now up to Veterancy 2. That gives him weapon damage and reduced damage taken, so it's going to allow him to live a little bit longer and going to be able to pick up a lot more kills. But he is running into the Grenadiers, which are going to Panzerfaust. No, they were actually on a movement command, which allows this T-70 to back off and not get Panzerfausted in the face. T-70 is going to get repaired by these combat engineers, so that's very nice. Keeping this one alive, it's Vet 2, so you don't want to lose that to that Panzer IV. And he now knows about the Panzer IV in the center, so he's probably going to be trying to avoid staying in the center. Maxim machine gun produced by Zero is down south, holding this fuel point. Maxim machine gun not that great at suppressing, but I mean it might be nice at stopping a lone squad advance. T-70 being still used for nice harassment, going up against Grenadiers, down to 2 men, is going to chase and potentially maybe take down one guy. Nope, misses, and they just retreat. Needs to be a little bit careful though, he's a little bit too far into enemy territory, and this Panzer IV has been repaired, so he could be caught out in the open very easily. These, the mortar is getting frozen to death, he needs to move it out of that way, and there it goes, well. Maxim machine gun getting engaged by the only thing that it can stand up against, and that is the Panzer IV, making it run away with its tail between its legs. Panzer Grenadiers now on the field for Ir0nRoman, capturing the victory point, getting the ticking back into his favor. Ir0nRoman down to 195 points though, so Zero has been doing a very nice job at taking those points away. He himself only down to 467. So he does have a lot of tolerance there and a big buffer of points. The mortar for the Soviets getting caught in the open by the Panzer IV is now retreating. Is he actually going to make it out? We still have nothing on the field for Zero that can handle that Panzer IV. I mean, there is a field gun which will be able to chase him away now. There he goes, takes a shot in the ass and is going to drive away and stay away. But we do see an Su-85 being produced, which is going to be hitting the field in a couple of seconds, which should be a nice counter to that Panzer IV. Conscripts just letting that Panzer IV drive by. They decided not to throw a 18-8. They are Uraing now and going to try to get an 18-8. Slight mistake, I guess you could say, there for Zero. He wasn't paying attention that he had a conscript squad there. And this is something you need to be very careful about. Zero was laying down a mine in this choke point, which is a very nice place to lay mines. But the Panzer IV, you know, caught them, shot at them, and detonated the mine right under their feet. And bye-bye, engineers. T-70 in the center harassing the MG and squads, getting caught by the Panzer IV. This T-70 looks like it's now being sacrificed. He is not even moving it. I guess he decided that there was no way he was going to save it. AT gun moved into position. I mean, Su-85 moved into position to try to get a kill on the Panzer IV. Does get a nice shot in there. Very low in health now, but it is not in sufficient range to kill it. And the Panzer IV has no damage on the engine, so it's going to use Blitzkrieg and get himself out of there. Quite unfortunate for Zero, though, because he lost his T-70 in the process. Barrage ability being used by the field gun, getting that MG42 out of there. Conscript squad trying to catch them on the retreat, but not able to kill them. Maxim machine gun engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. No, decides to retreat, and he's going to go ahead and take that shopping cart back home. Combat engineers noticing that, oh wait, these are Panzer Grenadiers. I don't think we can do anything against them, and they decide to retreat. So we now see that Zero has the advantage right now as far as anti-armor goes, but we do see a second Panzer IV being produced for Ir0nRoman. If handled correctly, he can get the upper hand on a single Su-85 and get that kill. There is a field gun for Zero to support, which might make it a little bit more difficult for Ir0nRoman, but well, we'll see if he manages to catch it out of position. Southern area of the map being captured by those Panzer Grenadiers. Northern part of the map mostly captured by Zero. He does have two conscript squad here huddled for warmth near this fire, and they might engage these Panzer Grenadiers and potentially win, but I am pretty sure they would take heavy losses. Another T-70 on the field. This would be 3 for Zero, engaging the Panzer Grenadiers down south, making them retreat. They are down to 3 men, and they do hit retreat because remember, Panzer Grenadiers, unless you upgrade them with those Panzerschrecks, can't actually do anything to react to tanks or vehicles for that matter. I mean, I suppose they could throw a bundle nade under a scout car and kill a scout car, but I mean, other than that, it's not going to do much. Once you get Panzerschrecks, though, that is a different story. They are going to be very formidable against tanks. And we do see, in fact, that one of the squads for Ir0nRoman has a Panzerschreck. So we'll see how that goes. Down south, the T-70 is just parking on the fuel point. Not going to be able to do much because it doesn't have Ved 1. It needs Ved 1 to be able to use secure mode. And we see the Panzer IVs for for Ir0nRoman moving down to catch that T-70 in the open. Very bad idea for Zero to just park it on top of that point because, well, he can see him there. And he knew that that T-70 was there, just moves his tanks and goes for a drive-by and kills that T-70. He was moving his Su-85 to support, but one, he gets spotted by these Pioneers, and two, I think he noticed, oh wait, those are 2 tanks, and he backs off instead to get back into the area to be supported by his field gun. Su-85 opening up on the Panzer IV, doesn't actually manage to get a shot. Panzer IV uses Blitzkrieg to get right on top of that Su-85, but it gets into range of that field gun. Field gun turning to get a nice shot on this Panzer IV, brings it down to about half health. And another shot takes it to about 10. Decides to engage the other one. And very lucky Su-85 has not actually gotten any penetration to its frontal armor. There he goes. One shot actually manages to go through by the Panzerschrecks. Another shot by the Panzer IV. Brings it down to about 40% health. But it manages to get 1 kill on those Panzer IVs. This Panzer IV is very low in health, but is fine in its engine, so it's going to be able to make it out of there without any real issue. The mortar gets bundle naded by the Panzer Grenadiers, gonna retreat. Field gun also caught in the open by the Panzer Grenadiers, gonna get executed, and the crude and the Su-85 is taking shots at those Panzer Grenadiers. Needs to retreat him. You need to get him out of there, Zero, or you're gonna lose that Su-85. It's not gonna be able to kill anything. I think he lost. He wasn't paying attention to that due to all the engagements over here. And wow, this guy was speeding. That was dangerous. Those tanks can get ridiculous amount of speed with that, what do you call it, Blitzkrieg? Well, anyway, so because of the loss of his Su-85, Zero decides to retreat everything back to his base, group up, reorganize his troops, and go back into the field. He needs to recover that field gun, but the field gun was taken by... Are those? Yeah, those are Panzer Grenadiers, so that's a very expensive field gun, but I suppose it's very nice in its armor values. So yeah, very nice decision by Ir0nRoman, though, I gotta say. He decides to take away that field gun so that there's no anti-armor presence on the field, even if he, you know, risks losing his spots there. He did manage a very nice route with all those Panzer Grenadiers, so very nice pickup for him. T-70 on the field now for Zero. I don't think this was the right choice because he didn't manage to get that Panzer IV killed, and that Panzer IV is just gonna wreck him and walk on top of everybody. I still think he should get a Guards Rifle at least. At the very least, that Guards Rifle would have been able to support this Su-85 a little bit better if he had it in the middle of the field. You know, you could have buttoned one of those, or even at the very least, you know, taking some additional shots with those PTRSs. Individually, they don't do a lot of damage, but, you know, you have to, and by sustained fire, you know, you'll eventually plink away enough health. And look, I mean, look at the health of this Panzer IV. Could have actually potentially died. But anyways, we do see Veterancy 2 down on this Panzer IV. Getting repaired, so this Panzer IV is probably going to be here for the rest of the game and a very long time. Still has a damaged engine, but, you know, with Veterancy 2 and nothing on the field that can currently kill it, I don't really see any threat to this Panzer IV, even in its low health state. So, conscripts, we're trying to get a cap on this victory point because Ir0nRoman is currently down to 53 points. He hasn't actually captured these northern points. The T-70 was sent up north to defend the victory point, which is a very nice choice, I gotta say, by Zero. I was criticizing a bit before about getting the T-70, but it makes sense for defending this point because if he can deny the cap, he can actually still win this. He is currently outmanned and outgunned because, you know, of that nice victory in the center there by those two Panzer IVs over Zero, but yeah, I mean, he is being a little bit desperate trying to get this. Fortunately, though, he hasn't sacrificed any squad in doing so. But yeah, he just needs to hold the north, and that might be able to do it. However, we do see a Panzer IV heading for the north to be able to support the troops getting there. It is gonna catch that T-70 with its pants down, and that T-70 is toast. And it says, "Oh, hello T-70. Oh, hello, Mr. Panzer IV. Please don't kill me." I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, there it goes. T-70 goes down in 2 shots. Panzer Grenadiers are going to be able to get on top of that victory point and decap it, and that should stop the ticking. Ir0nRoman very close to death, though. 35 points, 33. Probably going to see 32 before it ticks to the next one. 33, and stops. So, points stop at 33. Very nice. Ir0nRoman is, though, holding on by a thread, but he currently has the superior force. We'll only see conscripts, T-70s. I mean, T-70s are really good, but I gotta criticize that for Zero. I mean, I don't think that's the right choice. He needs to get something on the field. I mean, he does know about that Panzer IV, so even as much as people don't like him, another Su-85 would probably be best. But I also think he should be using Guards Rifle, and I don't think he ever used Marked Target. So yeah, very unfortunate. I think he could have won this game if he I mean, won the game already, that is, if he had making a couple different choices. But, well, we'll see how it goes. He still has a shot at it. He has 460 points, so, I mean, there's a lot of time left for him to simply, you know, pull his forces together and get back in there. Panzer IV still defending this MG42. This T-70 is going over to its death. Needs to get out of there. One shot brings it down to about half health. Next shot is going to kill it. It's not going to be able to get out of range. And there it goes. 2 shots and kills him. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm criticizing that because he's just producing T-70s and essentially sacrificing them. I mean, he already has a Tier 4, which provides him a better anti-tank, you know, opportunities. And if he wanted to dislodge, you know, victory points, hell, even a Katyusha could do it. Or an Su-76. I mean, Su-76 has a decent amount of damage against the Panzer IV if you can get it on the rear and, you know, from shots. And he has that barrage ability, which, you know, can help him dislodge, like this MG here. You know, get the Su-76 over here, barrage over here, get it, cleared up, and go in for the infantry. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what the hell that was. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but there was a very loud noise coming through my headphones, and I'm not entirely sure what that was. But anyways, so we see in the northern that the conscript squad was getting the decap on this victory point. They are down to 2 men. Got run over by that Panzer IV. Down to 1 man. It's a Vet 2. You don't want to lose that, but I think it should be able to make it. Gets barraged by the Panzer Shreks, but manages to get out of there. So Ir0nRoman is still going to stay at 33 points. Going to cap this back and start getting the points in his favor. Very smart play by Ir0nRoman, though. He isn't going for the 3rd victory point. He is just securing his points and keeping a strong field presence so that he doesn't get capped, rather than, going greedily and trying to get the triple capped on his enemy. He is going for it now, but he still has that Panzer IV right there, to prevent any conscripts from, doing something. Panzer Grenadiers in the center, though, are going to probably die to these conscripts. He does hit a retreat, but is he going to make it out? No, he doesn't. Slight misstep there by Ir0nRoman, but, well, nice pickup there for Zero. Might be a sign of his comeback. We do see a field gun for Zero on the field now. A field gun on the field, yes, I know, it's a redundancy. It is over on the north, so he's probably going to try to move it into position to try to get, to this second victory point in the north. And stop focusing on the south. Maxim machine gun engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. They do manage to get the retreat on them before they actually get a cap. Conscripts on top of this victory point getting brutalized again by a Panzer force. And now a Flak Panzer. Very nice choice by Ir0nRoman. There is a lot of infantry in the field for Zero and not a lot of tanks. So it makes sense to get a Flak Panzer. Very nice. And they retreat, so yeah. I mean, Zero, I know you're desperate. You get tunnel vision. I know you get that. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be the he wouldn't be the first one or the only one. I get it too. You're so close to victory at 33 points that you should start, rushing things and throwing your units away a little bit. You gotta regroup, get yourself back together. He still has 1 victory point in his possession, which means the ticking down is very slow. He can start recapturing map and such. Don't be so desperate to try to get this point. Even if you get it, you're only probably going to get it for a second or two and not get enough points, so calm down. So anyways, in the center we do see Panzer Grenadiers engaging conscript squad. A nice mortar shot goes in and gets 2 of the Panzer Grenadiers, but I think it might have also gotten some friendlies. Let's see what it says here. 2 friendlies killed, so yeah, potentially 2 friendlies killed in that position. Gonna get his squad back. Flak Panzer manages to get flanking on that field gun. This field gun is dead. 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, and dead in that shot. Shoot! What the hell? Okay. That is weird. Look at that. You should have just kept it there. Interesting. That's not a weird glitch. If it's too close to it, it can't actually shoot it. Oh well. So yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Gun is now dead. We do see small infantry movements in the center, trying to recap a little bit. That mortar is being a little bit more useless than you would want. Again, sending conscripts over to the north. Ooh, he actually did manage to pick up a nice kill on that Panzer IV. Very nice. Can't criticize that one, but retreat them. They are down to 4 men, and you have a Flak Panzer on top of you. He is going to chase him down to 2 men. Is he actually going to make it out with this conscript squad? It might be a no. Yeah, he's going to make it out. Very nice. Very lucky there. Very nice pickup there. He knew that that tank was down in health because of the field gun. He chased it, and the 18-8 finished it off. So very nice. Southern victory point still defended by a 2-man MG gun and a veteran C2 Panzer IV, that is. So it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Even against an Su-85, it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And we don't see Su-85s on the field for Zero, which is interesting. A lot of manpower now being floated by Ir0nRoman. He doesn't exactly need anything right now, but that's interesting. And he hasn't actually chosen a commander. That's weird. I mean, I guess it doesn't help him much at this point. But, I mean, something could help. I don't know. I guess he doesn't really need it. That just goes to show how good the Germans are as far as you know, not needing a commander. And that is, in fact, the opinion of a lot of players, that you don't really need a German commander. You know, you can choose it as a reactionary thing just to get some stuff on the field, but it isn't exactly needed. Anyways, 3 Panzerschreck equipped Panzer Grenadiers. More than enough to deal with all this infantry. Nice mortar shot goes in there, though, almost killing an entire squad, bringing it down to 1 man. Needs to retreat and get reinforced. Considering what he has on the field right now, ooh, nice pickup there by that mortar. Very unfortunate. Should have retreated at that point, I guess. I was going to say that considering the amount of Panzer Grenadiers he had on the field, a half-track wouldn't be a bad idea for Ir0nRoman, but, well, I guess that doesn't matter anymore. We do see an Su-76 on the field now for Zero. Where was this unit, you know, several minutes ago? He could move it forward right now and, you know, use it. He is moving forward. He can actually kill a Flak Panzer with it if he moves it in position. There goes. Nice shot goes in. Doesn't actually do much. But there is Panzerschreck equipped Panzer Grenadiers, which he needs to worry about. He is opening up on them, but the main cannon, you know, the standard weapon fire, is not that great as far as anti-infantry goes. The barrage, though, is, and vice versa. The barrage isn't great against anti-tank, but the first shot is. I mean, it's not great, but it is, you know, capable. Ooh, but the Su-76 getting caught in the open by the Panzerschreck and killed in 1 shot. Unlucky break for Zero. So he's just falling apart, basically. Again, I don't get why he hasn't gotten Guards Rifle. He went for that Doctrine. He only got that Mortar. I mean, the Mortar has been good, has been fine, but you know, the Guards Rifle. I mean, Guards Rifle. I've actually personally used them and have been able to kill a Flak Panzer. You know, combine that with Marked Target and Buttoning, you can actually get a Flak Panzer killed. But well, he doesn't want that, and he didn't want it at all, and he decides to throw in the towel. So, very nice comeback for Ir0nRoman, holding the line at 33 points. Very wise choices at the end, I gotta say, for him, getting those Flak Panzers and just holding the line. Especially the fact of not going for the 3rd victory point so greedily. He did, I think, at one point try to go with a Panzer Grenadier and, you know, got pushed away. But, yeah, I mean, again, something I gotta say I have fallen victim at the same time is, you know, you stop the cap and you try to get the triple cap to start taking down your opponent faster, you know, because you're so close to death yourself. And doing so, you know, you spread yourself out too thin, and he manages to get, you know, between your weak points and potentially back cap you, and, you know, it can be very devastating at some point. And yeah, I mean, considering what he knew that was on the field and the losses that Zero had suffered, you know, he kept this position heavily defended with only 2 units, allowing him to defend this position with the rest of his few men and such, and now even pushing up in the front of the base. So yeah, very unlucky loss there for Zero. He fell apart. I think he got, you know, that tunnel vision that he had his opponent so close to death that he just wanted to end it with those victory points. So again, I mean, if you ever find yourself in that situation, calm yourself down, slow yourself down a little bit, and notice that you have so many victory points in your favor that you can just, you know, start controlling the map slowly instead of just throwing your units at him, you know, one by one and, you know, recklessly. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send them, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. But otherwise, again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have yourself a great day, and I will see you next time.